Hello, we made it.
We here.
We here. Guys,
Play
I
this.
don't know if you need to know how much work went into getting us right here in this spot, but it was a lot, right?
Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said. No
Get a
one.
puppy.
Who says that? Get a puppy. Nobody said that was fun. Nobody did.
Nobody
Plenty
did.
of warning.
People told us plenty of times.
Our puppy, if
Also,
you had
we
to
have
know
three
what,
kids, so if we didn't learn the first one, we should have known.
we just kept trying. If you don't know, my wife's people, her family, Jennifer, her branch, are some coffee drinking jokers.
You probably
Our
know that.
dog is the most coffee
She got-
drinking dog I've ever seen in
she
my
got
life.
RG.
She's got RG
She-
going through those veins.
I think she distracted me to steal the coffee just so she
did.
could drink. She's
She
flicking
sets
it off
up
this chair
detours,
right now.
decoys.
As we speak, she's licking the chair. with
Because
coffee.
Shantae spilled a little coffee because she was getting the dog off the Christmas tree that's behind us that looks beautiful.
I
But
refuse
dogs
to be.
love it.
I don't say I refuse. I didn't want to be that family that has a baby gate around the tree, but we might be those people.
Baby gator on the tree.
You know, like the circle fence around the tree.
I've
so
never
the-
seen one of those in my life.
Okay, well,
I'm not kidding. I'm
I don't
not.
know. You
You
know,
just-
like when people don't want the dog or a child to get the ornaments, like we've
Still
been
no,
fighting.
it makes sense, but no, I don't.
Well, okay. Well,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't wanna
Google
be-
that later.
I didn't want to be those people, but
We're about to be those people.
we might be those people.
Well,
If you
no.
have an old baby gate that you'd like to get rid of, not a gate, but you know the circle one, like we used to have it to set up at church. You know the baby gate that made a
But
circle.
yeah, I remember that. I know it. I've just never seen it on a Christmas tree. I want to try it out.
Again, we've had 3 kids and a dog, and
It's been
somehow
a fun time here, and our kids are still
A
upstairs
pet, thank you, Jennifer.
making random noises. Like,
They're tired. It's,
Jennifer, how are your kids doing this evening?
Tomorrow is
Okay.
go back to school day at
It's-
our town, and let me tell you,
Thanksgiving break was a party, and it's time
it
to
was a
send those
party.
jokers
We've
back
had
to
so
school.
much fun,
It was great.
and tomorrow is going to be a rude awakening. I can already tell.
It's gonna be a nice early morning. Hard plastic. There it is. Yes,
It's-
Jennifer.
He knows.
Jennifer's trekking.
We have spent many an hour putting together.
Oh, I've seen them. I just haven't seen them around a tree. I'm excited to see about this. I'm gonna
If
check it
you
out.
are an OG Lake Point Madison person, then you know.
Did you just say OG?
Do you know?
What's this? The '90s? Shawnee's referencing '90s rap music.
That is not from the 90s. That's now.
Notorious
People say that
B.I.G..
now. People say that now. It's
I haven't heard that since '90s rap music. Jennifer,
Right.
can you
For
vouch
those
for me?
older
here?
ones of
Or
us.
Carolyn Keller or Sarah
If you're a
Thomas.
charter member of Lake Point Madison.
Yeah, OG sounds better.
Then you know the baby.
That means
gate
original
that
gangster,
we're
right?
speaking- I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it means
I'm sure it
original
does.
gangster.
I just
Clearly,
know people say it
we
now. It's
are original gangsters. Yo yo, thank you, Jennifer. Right? Yo yo.
You're
Yes.
old. You're old though, because
I'm
it's not a
old.
'90s reference when people say it now. At least
Oh.
they don't know it.
When's the last time anyone OG is old?
Look, it's back around. Somebody young, back me up. Come on, there's no young people in here
What's that
probably.
song?
but-
I gotta be careful. A lot of the rap songs I know from the '90s are not the most appropriate. What's that song?
Do you know an appropriate rap song from the
I'm
90s?
down with
'Cause I-
OPP. What is that? Who is that guy? Anybody remember that song?
I don't
I'm
know.
down with. It's something like I'm down with OPP.
We're
no.
going on a dangerous trail with Danny
Oh.
and rap music from the '90s.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Don't-
I remember now.
don't.
No. Old school. Don't YouTube that one. You can, but it's different letters. Who's in the house? JC. That's what we need to be referencing.
Carmen the Standard. That's what it.
Carmen the Standard.
No, that was not Carmen the Standard. Carmen the Standard was hymnal, and then Carmen, where he said that was his rap album supposedly. Hey,
Carmen.
get-
If you haven't seen
If you don't
Carmen
know-
the Standard, that gate was the nursery, Nicole.
It was the
It was
nursery.
the nursery, and you were one of the 2 or 3 nursery.
First, it was in the
workers.
James Madison and Bridal Suite. Why we thought, I do know why, but that was the room we put the little babies in. But it had like thousands of dollars of antique furniture.
It was crazy expensive. It had a chandelier.
And so that gate
That was
went in under the
poor planning on
chandelier
my
is
part.
where the kids went. But it was that or the cold brick floor room where the
The
toddlers
cold brick
play.
floor room where Kids Point was.
Guys, we've come along. Well, I guess
We've come.
not.
they're
We've
still-
come away from that.
We've come
And then it
from
was
there.
the high school. Well, then we had Variety Works where there was no nursery.
There was no nursery.
Do you remember the sofas in the balcony? And
Yeah,
kids would
just
just
keep
sit.
them out there.
We would
We're
do
a
crafts.
tight-knit crew.
We would do crafts in the balcony while church was going on downstairs.
Yeah.
That was a fun
For a
time.
month or 2.
And then the high school was our.
The art room. It was great.
Well, then we were homeless.
Here we are.
And then the
Little
high school.
OG.
The homeless
action.
weeks were sad weeks. We've had some interesting times.
we've had
We
some
had the
interesting
homeless
times.
weeks and then the COVID times.
And then
where
the
we were
COVID times,
virtual. Everybody had
where we're
that,
like, hey,
but
let's start a thing. in our
COVID was like not
house.
even a big deal for us. We're like, oh, this is just the next chapter.
Let's just roll with it. You know, let's just see
My
what
only
happens.
regret is that we didn't write a book the whole time. We couldn't have had time to do it, but I kind of wish we had
I know.
chapters for each phase because we
That
could have
would've
written a
been-
book.
If we had just known how many chapters that book would have had. Holy stinking cow. Teresa, thank you. We had a great service
It
this morning.
was
Two
a
great
great service
services.
this morning.
Wonderful, wonderful day in the building and online. Y'all, it was so neat. I don't know. Our staff has been sharing pictures this afternoon. We had a young lady, Miss Bridget, got
You have
baptized
come
today.
a long way.
It was
Thank you,
fantastic.
Miss Karen.
Carolyn, it's true though. Carolyn gets it. She's been there.
If you were there in the
Dude,
early
you've been
days, you
here
can really,
throughout the
you can really
seasons.
appreciate it.
We are hitting that summertime season, I guess. I don't know if we're still in the spring. Like, I don't know.
This is Thanksgiving.
Like the
Day.
seasons of life.
I was like, there's your Christmas tree behind us. I don't know what
It's
you want
almost
me to-
Easter. You never know. Thank you.
Do you mean in
Carolyn,
like
for
the
sharing.
life development of the
Yes.
church?
Yes, like toddler phase,
Okay.
infancy,
So where are we now?
toddler. I think, okay,
You
y'all,
said
help me with
spring,
this.
though. That's not
I
an
would
age.
think, like, if we had to give it, I mean, we're 7 years old, or 8, we're almost 8 years old. But, like, I would say the age of our church, if you had to compare it to the
I
age
think
of a
we're
person.
a preteen.
Whoa, you think so? We haven't even hit adulthood? We haven't even driving yet?
No. We don't even, no.
We don't have a building.
We can't even drive yet. I think when you get your own building, that's like
Oh,
driving.
wow. That's driving. Good. So at some point, we're going to start driving.
So that's what our problem is. We're just a bunch of 13, 14-year-old
Running
punks.
this, we're just running this mug like a bunch of OGs.
And if you've ever met 14-year-old, you know it's going well.
It's, I
Considering-
mean, let's just roll that dice. You know what I mean? Let's just
No,
roll
I
it.
don't know. Maybe we're adult face. Maybe. I don't know.
We're working on it.
I feel good about what we've got going
Fake
on.
it till you make it.
If you drive, you need to come inside to see. I feel like if you see the building from the outside, you judge us differently than on the inside. Like when you walk in, you're like, wow, this is not what I thought it would be.
From the outside, they go, I'm not going
Especially-
there. Had somebody last
Guys,
week,
back me up.
said, yeah, we drove up 2 years, so we're never going to that building. I was like, that's,
Back me
I mean,
up
it's
though.
true
Those
though.
Christmas decorations were amazing. I can
The
say that because I
decorations
had
look
almost
fantastic.
nothing to do with it.
Y'all, I was eating that tree. Eating that
Hey,
tree
hey.
again. Oh, crap, Shantae, move your stinking foot.
I'm sorry.
She's done that 4 times now.
I did not.
You're going to
Maybe-
break my laptop.
Maybe twice. You're
Sorry.
getting us.
Hey,
You're
man.
in trouble.
You're getting an inside
I'm gonna
scoop
move
of how
my-
Danny and Shantae interact with one another. If
That
you ever
was the
wonder,
real- that was the real- that was the real-
was raw footage. If this was like
It's
delayed,
amazing we've gone
we'd
live
edit
this
that
many
stuff
times.
out.
Yeah, we wouldn't have played that clip.
Some people might say, "Are y'all two really like this all the time?" The unapologetic answer is yes.
This is
It's in a
100% us.
resounding.
We
yes.
turned this screen
I thought
off.
she was going to spray me with that bottle when she picked it up. I was like, I didn't mean it that much.
I'm not a dog abuser, but this does work for the tree. Hey,
The Kellys hooked us up with. They showed us that one. It was good.
she really is very spoiled normally, but you can't eat the tree. I'm sorry. What was
It's
that?
crazy. It's crazy.
We turned this live off, and usually we sit here for another little while.
Just kinda
and
hang
it's
out and catch
basically 30 more minutes of just.
We need
this.
to turn that camera on. That I mean, for real. It's just goofing off
It's
and like
just
we're
this,
recapping
there's
what we
no
said.
different.
Thank you,
is who we
Carolyn. You're supposed to have my back, Carolyn. Mercy.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Carolyn Keller.
We've got a lot
it is.
going
I do.
on.
We're giving her some slack. I get it. But no, it was a wonderful service this morning. The sanctuary did look absolutely beautiful.
Spray
Kevin,
bottle does work, Kevin.
I just referenced you, Kev.
This is your trick. We
Hey,
learned this from
let
Tucker.
me give a shout out to my neighbor, also known as Kevin Kelly.
Oh.
This morning,
He's
another,
blessed
and
to
I'm
be our
glad there wasn't a
neighbor.
camera in the truck this time. On the
Let
way to
me tell
church,
you.
I was on I-20, getting close to Madison. I was almost in Madison. And then I realized the box of the Advent booklets.
You know what's
that
so
look like
crazy
this.
about that? Last night I almost
know.
reminded you to put him in the truck,
know.
and I didn't. And then this
I
morning
forgot until
I
they were right
almost
there.
said it twice.
And I was quite upset.
I'm sure you were, and
I was
I was
having a
mad at
conversation with
myself.
the kids. It was
I
crazy.
can think of 3 times where I almost said, "Hey, do you have the Advent books?" And then I thought,
You should have.
Sure, he has them. I don't need to remind him.
Nope. I didn't remember until I
You
was in
did.
Madison.
Thank you, Kevin.
And then I was trying to run the scenarios and
He
numbers
called me.
of how
I'm
I
at
could get back.
practice.
This is we were running late.
Yeah, you got
so
there.
it was late. So we
pushing it, really.
I was like, there's not enough time for me to get back home, and then it wasn't like the numbers were not going to add up.
He called me, and I'm at band practice.
And she answered
literally
the phone
playing.
like
And I'm
that guy on the show 24.
Hey.
She said,
in the middle of a song. I've got
I
one
felt like a
hand.
bomb was about to
I'm
go off.
playing, and they're like, "Do you need us?" I'm like, "No, keep playing." And he's like, "Hey, are you? Do you have the Advent booklet?" I'm like, no. And what am I going to do about it?
I mean, there's some good
Let
books.
me stop playing this keyboard real fast and drive 30
did, you
minutes. The whole band's like,
The
should
call
we,
is coming from inside the house.
should we stop? I'm like, no.
It's
go
just
ahead.
Danny.
It's just
Just
Danny.
Danny doing Danny.
Just forgot to
So
edit.
I give a shout out to my next door neighbor who very kindly, like,
Kevin
oh, for
saved
real.
the
Kevin's like,
day.
oh, his exact words, Kevin, I hope you don't mind me quoting you, were, oh, we're not that far from the house. We can turn
Oh,
around.
You are so sweet.
Kevin, for real, I'm not even kidding. I'm very thankful for you, buddy. But yeah, it was a great Sunday. All Don Smith.
We tell everybody the laundromat. That's how I'll try to describe it in other, like,
Don,
better
like,
sounding ways.
you
that
were
I'm like,
great at branding the Fat Daddy's franchise. Could have been franchise a few years ago.
to the fact
I've
that Danny couldn't
always
remember your
thought
name for a long
I could.
time.
I just called you Fat Daddies. I'm not gonna lie. But for years I called you Fat Daddies, especially now that you're anyway.
We were tried and true customers of yours, whether you remembered us or
Nonstop.
not. We love.
But Don, I've always thought, if you and Barbara could help me, I've always thought we could be. I think we're missing out on some opportunity here because we could come up with some slogans for the laundromat. Like you can wash your
how are
laundry
we not
and
the
get your
Wash
soul
Rock
washed
Church?
on the same day. Get your dirty clothes run clean while your soul's washed white as snow. There's a lot in there.
Well, we did Loads of Love. Do you remember Loads of
Loads
Love?
of love when the hurricane folks hit.
We did. I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on that.
It's glorious. But no, Don, for real, we need to be thinking through some of that because I think there's some options there for us on how to capitalize on being next to a laundromat and a hair salon, both of which are lovely, lovely places. But it would be good to use some of that stuff in the future before we get another property. We'll see what happens. I know it's kind of awkward. I'm usually the
talking to
one
yourself. It's
walking
not
away.
that fun.
Hope everybody had a thank you, Don, if you don't mind, for real. What is next to Don's
He's gonna
name?
work. It's like a flag. I don't know. What does it
Don,
mean?
what's that flag? Is there a
You know
flag?
what that means? He's OG. See, I don't know what that
You
means.
know there's a pirate. Don, for real, what is the...
There's a black flag next to your
Wait,
name.
everybody has one.
No,
Kevin
they
Kelly's
have different ones.
is the number 3.
These are new.
Jennifer's 4. Pam's 1. Is this the order in which people showed up?
Probably. This is new for us. I
What?
think we updated your Facebook.
That's crazy. I just updated. You never
I think
know.
it updates every day.
We're always learning. Anyway, neither here
It's
nor there.
probably something that other people have known for a while, and we're just finding it
We're
out.
behind the times. But it was a great
does, like,
Sunday.
keep the blood right.
Y'all, we had to baptize our friend, Miss Bridget, this
Oh, my
morning. And the
goodness.
team, the
She's
staff
so
has been sending
precious.
videos around. It was cool. Her just reaction. I said, you ready to get baptized? She said, yes. Just so excited.
So sweet.
Really, really sweet. So we'll try to share
Milestone
some of those.
follower.
Milestone?
Top fan. What?
Barbara, are you and Don watching together? I always ask couples when I see one spouse and then the other spouse, are you sitting next to each other on phones? Or are you sitting next to each other
Top
with
5.
laptops? I had no
Man, we need
idea.
to give out prizes or
Flag
something.
meeting. Jennifer's the top. You're the 4?
Way to go, Jennifer.
Oh.
Keep it in the family.
Carolyn, this is about to get awkward. There's no number next to your name. I don't.
Is it
I
could
don't
just
make
be-
the rules.
Oh, Kevin's an anniversary follower.
Anniversary. This isn't like Chick-fil-A.
Wait, where does it
you get
tell
extra
you?
points and stuff. We'll start sending out free
I wonder,
smoothies and.
where does it tell you
I
where?
was on first. Don, I like you so much. I'm so
It
glad
doesn't
you're
tell
at
us
church.
any of these things. It just has this weird logo beside your
Oh,
name. It
man.
doesn't. So in
That's
case
so
you
good.
know, if it tells you you're an anniversary follower, it doesn't relay that information to us as far as I know.
We're just learning new things all the time. The 15. Just click the name and you'll see. Okay.
Just know it says where you're from though. Follows your public post. Oh,
Oh,
anniversary follower.
Pam.
Congratulations.
So it
Pam.
shows up on y'all's as well? Does it show up on y'all's
Does
on
it
there?
mean you followed us for more than a year? I guess.
Whoa, I don't know. I'll have to look into that. How's our guy from Syria or wherever? I wonder if he's a.
Lebanon. I think it's.
He calls us his king and queen. Kind of. Anyway, I'm
he
not
hasn't been on- he
disrespecting.
hasn't been on a while. He's
It
gonna come
might show up.
and find
It'll
you.
probably show up. I'll get a friend request. Look, there's an alert top. Probably going to happen. So,
Great.
that was a great Sunday. Y'all, I know I've said this a few times before. If you haven't had the chance to talk to Leanne Howell, our children's
Oh my
director,
goodness.
she is doing
Fantastic.
an amazing job with all these children that I have in the last few weeks. Every Sunday, I have had a lot of kids come up after church. Some of them have talked to their parents about it. Some of them have not. When they just say, "I want to be
Like,
baptized."
surprise, Mom! I'm
And
gonna
I'm
go talk to the
so
preacher.
proud of them when I ask them why. And I just so you know, I ask everyone why, regardless of their age. So why do you want to be baptized? And these kids are giving the most beautiful
They're so precious.
biblical answers. It's like they just crush it before we even start their conversation. Say, I believe in Jesus and I want to show the world I've accepted Christ. Like it's just Leanne, you're doing a great job. So
I told Danny that Bridget's little video for baptism could be like a poster for kids who she's like a poster child for kids getting baptized. How happy she seemed. Just
So
like, let's
happy.
do this. Come on,
so
let's
so
do
happy.
it. So precious.
Really
Such a
neat.
good thing.
So and we prayed with. I got
And
the
I
chance
don't
to pray
care
with 2 more kids
how
today
many times it
after
happens.
service.
When you look up and see the other kids,
I know. I
in the
should have told everybody to
balcony
turn around.
watching Down,
Goodness
oh my
gracious.
goodness, it's the best thing.
There are lots and lots of kids. So very
Sweet
thankful
day.
for that.
Very sweet. Day.
Also, another fun milestone. I'll have to go back and check the footage. Today at Lake Point Madison campus, we had 463 people in the building at 2 different services. Fire marshal, it's cool. We split it up.
Yeah.
400. I'm pretty
We
sure
never broke the fire
that
code
is the
before.
largest crowd we have ever had. I think. Hold on, Shawnee's reading.
My
the
dad,
comments.
sorry, my dad said now folks are going to be commenting just to check their rank. People were like,
RG,
yeah,
what's your rank?
look at
I'm
the
sure-
comments have taken off.
Where are you?
He's already way
Oh, he's
up.
already way up. Holy cow. Fun with flags. There
There
he's
it
at.
is. Oh, what's your? Let's see. Are you
RG,
an
you're
anniversary?
up.
See, click his name. See if it's anniversary. Oh,
Anniversary follower.
It must mean that you followed for more than a year.
I know that. Right. See, you get that. So Mary,
Yeah.
hey Mary.
Okay. See,
But no, I just I don't know what's on.
460.
463 y'all. So many people were in the building today. So
It seemed like
it was
463.
full.
It did.
Such a full day. But very thankful for that and everybody that helped out with it.
Very fun. It was a great day. And the Christmas decorations were beautiful.
The Christmas decorations were beautiful.
The only Christmas decoration that I had anything to do was the front Christmas tree. And
It looks
that
lovely.
Christmas tree is a beast to decorate. Me and Jenny and a few others. Sandra was there. I don't think we thought we were going to get it done. Apparently, I came in after 45 minutes of the lights not working. The pre-lit lights were not lit. And then when Justin put the star on top, the lights kicked on. After they
waits to be
strung
completely completed.
some of Sandra's personal collection of lights from her car. They had put them on, a strand of lights that were meant for her house. So now we've got to take those back off.
Oh, it's awful.
Now they're all on. It's very well lit tree
It's
now.
lit. Oh gee.
I can't.
But yeah, it was a great day. So very thankful for that and everybody that helped out. RG, I don't know how many cups of coffee y'all served today, but it was, I'm sure, quite a lot. So that was.
I have
that
to
was really
say, the chocolate milk substitute for half and half was it was good.
fun. Nice little pick me up.
The half and half in Madison, Georgia is sold out. And if you guys can find half and half, I'll pay you for it because we can't find it at home. And it wasn't at church this morning either. I think there's a literal shortage.
Really, there
of
was
half
none.
and half.
That it's probably on a barge out in San Francisco Bay somewhere.
Probably.
That's what I'm hearing. Half and half from China. Wouldn't surprise me.
I hope not because it doesn't last that long.
Unless it's those little.
Are there
Powder
not
ones.
dairies? Guys, can we not? Are there dairies in Morgan County that we can find?
Putnam County is dairy
Come on.
capital, Georgia, and it's right down the
We
street.
can't get half and half? What's happening? Anyway, the
chocolate syrup.
chocolate milk was a good substitute this morning.
Good, Shawnee. That's exciting. Glad to hear that.
I had to pick something.
Mm.
So
Sure enough. It was a great day, y'all. I hope you had a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful Sunday afternoon. A lot of things coming up in the life of the church in the next few weeks. We have this week, our kids are practicing. Thanks, Pam, for our kids are practicing for the, just the Kids Point kids are coming in the building Wednesday to practice for the recital, their performance in a couple weeks.
recital.
It's not recital, I couldn't think of the word.
Christmas program.
Christmas program.
They're singing, children's choir.
On December 19th, pretty sure.
That seems right.
So December 19th, we're
Should
going to
be.
be doing
I
that.
think it's posted on this page. Just
If the kids
you
want to
can
come out for
scroll.
that one, we'd love to have them. And then
I believe it's the next 3 Wednesday nights that they're practicing from 6 to 7:30.
the next 3 Wednesday
I believe
nights.
that's
Our
correct.
kids were convinced that they had missed one or two of them, which is crazy.
Caroline kept telling me we missed it. I
felt
was
like-
like, how did I miss it?
I didn't feel bad. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even feel
It's our
bad.
church. How do we miss it? And we didn't. She was wrong, thankfully.
It would have been
So
something.
this Wednesday, I think though you need to tell Miss Leanne, or you maybe they signed up to come Wednesday.
They signed up to come Wednesday, yes. So don't just show up. I mean, you just get in touch with Leanne. Or
Let her
comment
know
on
you're
there, we'll
coming,
let you
and
know.
I'm sure it'll be fine. And then the Christmas parade is next Saturday, not this Saturday.
Not this Saturday, but the next one, December 11th.
11th.
December 11th. Y'all, we have like 40 kids signed up to ride on this float. Eddie Smith's building a train. It's going to be very cool.
Polar Express.
Polar Express.
In the morning is Pancakes with Santa, which again,
Y'all,
reserve your spot for that.
Come and reserve a spot. We have so many. It's
not
wonderful.
unlimited.
But that's December 11th in the morning. If you want more information, go to our website, click on here somewhere. Yeah, that's Pancakes with Santa in the morning.
And then afternoon is the Christmas parade.
Afternoon is a Christmas parade. It's going to be wonderful.
Yes.
We'd love for you to join us. And then, okay, and this is a couple weeks. I didn't say anything this morning because I don't want to confuse anybody. Today's November 28th.
Yes.
Next Sunday is December the 4th. All right,
Correct.
December the 4th. On December the 4th, Shante and I will be at Madison campus. Matt Watkins and Leslie will be at Madison campus. Jeff and Sandra Rogers will be at Madison campus. Everybody's going to be at Madison campus. From Madison campus. The next week, December the 12th, all right? Not this coming Sunday, December 4th, next Sunday. The next one, December 12th, everybody is invited to join our Harmony campus as they open up, have an official dedication of the new building. One service at 10:30. However, Danny and Shante will be at Harmony that Sunday. Jeff and Sandra will be there. Matt and Leslie will be there. Blake Stinnett's going to be preaching at Madison campus. We will still have the two services at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock at
So
Madison
if you forget
campus.
and show up, it will be fine.
We are going to have services at both
But you
places.
won't see most of the people that you normally see.
We were really trying to find some of, there were like, I don't know, 7 or 8 couples that helped us start Madison campus from Harmony. So we invited those folks. But anybody else, just so you know, anybody that wants to come down that Sunday, we're
OG.
open up for everybody to pack it out. The OG, that's right. Y'all remember we were there a minute ago. We'd love for you to come and join us. But we will have, and Justin Kenny's leading worship at Madison. We're going to have just a wonderful, wonderful worship service. Jeff and I are just going to go hang out. I was like, what do y'all need us to do? They said, we've got it covered. So
That's exciting.
I'll be sitting on the front row saying amen.
We'll be there, just greeting.
For real.
It is
It'll
a
be a
beautiful
wonderful,
building. We're
wonderful time.
excited to check it out
Looking forward to that.
in person with people attending.
Personal
It'll be
people
good.
attending.
Be great.
Anybody else have any other comments you want to share with the group before we jump into a little
I think that's all of our
devotion
announcements.
time?
And then our longest night service is coming up
Longest
the next
night
week,
service.
and then
Yep.
Christmas Eve, of course. But
So
we'll
that's
talk
just-
about
yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that in a couple weeks that are coming up. So looking forward to doing that. All right, guys. Tonight we're going to talk briefly, just a little bit about Advent. Today is the first Sunday in Advent. At my last church, one of my main reasons for doing this, one, I do think there's significance in setting aside time to remember and to prepare our hearts for Christmas, and just a little bit of structure in my life is good to help me kind of physically and mentally prepare. I don't know how I physically prepared for it, but mentally prepare for Christmas coming up. But our last church, Steve Powers was the pastor. Great mentor in my life. Let me preach for the first time as I would say like as a real preacher, you know. I mean, I was a youth pastor, but Steve allowed me to share the stage with him. And really, I mean, we sit down and do sermon prep, and it was just really
It's
good.
great. Yeah.
So, but Steve was big on Advent. He loved Advent. And we used to do Advent booklets, and they actually were in red and green most
Very
years.
similar to
Very,
this.
very similar to this. So I met with Kathy Compton. Kathy might be on here sometime later this evening. Kathy's a wonderful lady just a few weeks ago, and she actually let me use, she saved every
kept
bulletin
hers.
from Haven
Yeah.
Fellowship Church and every Advent booklet from Haven. And we met and talked for a little while and just decided, I was like, Kathy, I really want to do this year. So we did a little bit different. But in this, if you pick one up this Sunday, if you didn't, you want me to email one to you? For real, right on here, and I'll email you just,
can.
I'm not going to do, I can't do like every day, but I will just email like the whole document, you know, and you can just kind of read one along if that's cool. But yeah, if you'd like an email of it, we'd love to visit.
I think we can
visit that
probably
idea.
put together a little PDF that's in order.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely put a
And
PDF
push
that's
that
in
out.
order.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'm not disciplined enough to do one like every
We'll
day
just
week,
post
but
the whole thing, and then you can.
we'll just
have
post the
it.
whole thing and you can follow along. But one of the reasons I wanted to do one is for that reason, is for Steve. Advent is a time of preparation as we get ready for the birth of Christ to be celebrated. A lot of churches celebrate there's four traditional themes, one for each week. There's distracted. What is it?
Just a text message on my watch. Sorry.
I don't know what's going on in my life.
One for each theme.
One for each theme. So in that, no, there was one for each theme. And a lot of churches do just the standard, just call them like it was. And I talked to Kathy about that for a while. So like today's, just so you know, if you just Google Advent themes 2021, every year, the first Sunday of Advent is hope. The second Sunday's theme is peace. The third Sunday's theme is joy. And the fourth Sunday's theme is love. As I was talking
Every
to
year,
Kathy,
right?
every year,
Yeah.
hope, peace, joy, love, in that order. In a lot of churches, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's actually the route that I was getting ready to go until I met with Kathy. So I was like, man, we'll just do one on Jesus, our hope, Jesus, our peace. And she reminded me, as we looked at some of our older Advent booklets from Steve, that Steve never came right out and said, today is the day of hope. It was always a theme that matched it, but he didn't spell it out. So he kind of went a different direction with it. So we did that as well. So today, this morning in service, we discussed how Jesus is our Savior. Now, naturally, I would hope and pray that brings all of us hope as we are thankful for what Jesus has done and are excited about what he's done. But that, anyway, that's just a little bit of the backstory about Advent, how we got here. On a less spiritual level, Jennifer, if you're still in here, I also love to do the chocolate Advent
Yes, he
booklet
does.
guides that Memo used to have
Yes,
every
Memo.
year. Has the box, the big, every day you open up a number of the calendar, eat a
And
piece
there's
of chocolate.
chocolate.
Anyway, so we're also doing that in our house just for fun.
We ordered them from Amazon this year.
Oh, we did.
This is
Chandra
our
was,
first
she was
Amazon
like,
year.
wow, we paid a lot for these. I was like, I didn't think it was that much. Because in the stores the last few years, I have not been able to find them.
You can find them at Trader Joe's if you're wondering, usually.
Gotcha.
So I've heard.
We don't go to Trader Joe's a lot.
Just
but
can tell
if
you,
you're a Trader
they're
Joe's
not in
kind of
any
person,
of our stores normally,
Jennifer,
but I've
no
told,
offense to
people have
yours.
told me,
I mean, Trader Joe's is there. That's what I'm talking about.
we don't have your stores here. We would look there for sure, but
Kathy, I will make sure that I have your email address. I'm pretty sure I do, but yeah, we will definitely get one to you.
definitely.
And I
we
hope
will.
you're starting to feel better soon.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, as you start in that, we do invite you and your family, those that you gather around, to get. I can't.
I'm sorry, you're so distracted. The dog is on the fireplace.
Can't. I'm out. Let's just call
So-
it.
The ADD is too strong. Hey.
Shani's like doing 18 things at one time. She's got a spray bottle, a coffee cup, texting on her phone, on her watch.
I'm not texting.
She's probably
I
like,
received a text. I'm so sorry. I'm wearing my watch. As you celebrate Advent with your family, each day you can read through the devotional, except Sunday.
yeah,
have-
except Sunday. We'll be in the
But
building.
we'll be here on Sunday, so that kind of takes the place
That's right.
for that.
We'll be here on Sunday.
I
We'll
didn't grow up
discuss
with
those.
Advent.
Yeah, a lot of folks
I
didn't.
didn't grow
Different
up doing
traditions have
Advent.
different ways of doing it.
I didn't know the word Advent growing up. I
Yeah.
learned it, I guess, when I met you.
Yeah.
Is it a Baptist church? thing?
Dad, I don't remember. I mean, I
'Cause
guess
First
like Joe
Baptist,
and Renee do it. Like
Milledgeville probably
the
did
first
it.
Baptist Milledgeville did it,
I think
and
that was where I learned about it.
that's when it started becoming, a little bit more of a tradition, for us. And Lake Point hasn't traditionally done that. This has just been the last couple of years. We even do the Advent, the Advent candles and do those. But I have really enjoyed bringing in some of the traditions of old from the church and tying them in, not just with the new, like with our style church and younger generations, but remembering that.
Well,
And
there are
we really
sweet people
appreciate it.
in each of our churches that we've been to together that
Yeah.
I can remember because of Advent. So I'm certain that if any of you have attended a church where they have those traditions, you have people in your mind.
Yeah.
There were some sweet little ladies at the Milledgeville First Baptist that did Advent and took good care to do that, and they had a handbell choir that would perform also. So there are just people that come to my mind with different traditions and different churches have different
Yeah.
traditions for certain holidays that are special, and it's kind of neat to start some of those traditions for people at Lake Point if they haven't had before, and remember them with people who have. So
That's right.
it's a sweet thing. I know you're so distracted about it.
I am. This is difficult for me. Ashley, I'm sorry. I don't know where Ashley came from. Teresa. Teresa's the
Ash
dog. I'm
Wednesday.
looking. It's Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Teresa, we have done Ash
Ash
Wednesdays,
Wednesday.
and we will do an Ash Wednesday service this year. We will be doing an Ash Wednesday service. Yeah, we do. It's a
My
little bit
first Ash
smaller, more-
Wednesday service was at Daniel Klopfelter, and we went to the
Yeah,
Methodist church.
went to the Methodist
in
church
college
and did that. Yep.
So if there's a tradition that you
Yep.
have grown up with and you loved and you have reason to love it, let us know. We'd love to see about incorporating some of those types of things.
That's right, Kathy. That's right. And we had 4 candles. There are 3 purple candles, and then the white candle, which is and then the Christ candle, which is in the middle, that we'll light on
Well,
Christmas
the
Eve.
pink one is
Pink.
pink, purple, 3 pink
Yeah.
and 1 purple, or 3 purple and 1
3 purple, 1 pink,
and the
a
white, the
one in
Christ
middle.
candles in the middle. I know that because when we were newlyweds,
We lit the Christ candle, and we called it
the Unity candle.
The Unity Candle.
The entire Christmas Eve
That
service.
congregation knew we were just in love with each other, and they never let us live it down.
Do you remember that Christmas Eve? We were late. Do you remember how stressed out? I was late.
We were not late. I was there waiting for my bride to get there, and she was there
And
before
if
it
you
started.
are someone who's ever met Steve Powers before,
He wasn't a running late kind
he
of
was
guy.
not a running late kind of guy. And I was on the program for Christmas Eve, and I stressed everyone out because I was trying to get milk for Christmas morning, and the line at Kroger was long, and it just pushed me back. And I was there when church started, but not as early as everyone wanted me to be. And I stressed Danny and Steve out a lot, probably in the years that we were at Haven, more than I'd like to admit. Poor Steve. I probably stressed him out a lot, but it was a good day. And then we got there, and I think out of our being rushed, we went up to light the Christ candle and called
And we
it the
said
Unity Candle
the Unity
over
Candle.
and over.
Multiple
and
times.
nobody
Corrected us.
laughed or
They just
anything.
They laughed at us later because we did cookies afterwards. We had a cookie fellowship afterwards or
Oh
something.
man, they're having a cookie fellowship this year.
I know. But
Good-
no, so that's
good
Advent.
times.
So we want to give an update on that.
Your
And
dad
yes,
says Damascus
Damascus
does
does. Good. Yes, they do the candles. And the Methodist, Teresa does I know they do Ash Wednesday services. And Advent as well. Today, in the verse we used this morning, it was just one verse, Matthew 1:21. We read how the angel said to Mary and Joseph, his name shall be Jesus, for he will forgive his people of their sins. He will save his people from their sins. And I just wanted, just as we get ready to head out in just a little bit, to reference that Sean, I can't.
We won't make the video in the room with the dog next week.
I don't even know. Let's just
He
put some
saves
prayer.
people from their sins. You're just
too
stopping
much.
in midstream. I
It's too
can't
much.
help you. I'm sorry.
What is that all even doing? It's crazy. It's too much for me.
I can't help you because you're stopping midstream. I would help you, but I can't. I can't jump.
Mainstream. So I did want us to close with that and that truth that his name is Jesus. And that's why the Lord told him to name him that. We believe we prayed over the names we give to our kids. We thought about those, how to tie in their names with family names and names that we enjoyed. We also looked at the meanings of the names that we gave them. But y'all, I want all of us to have hope in this tonight and this week. There is hope in the truth that Jesus' name literally means to save. Like he was given the name Jesus because he exists to save people. And he enjoys saving everyone, anyone who calls on his name, anyone who asked for him
There's nothing.
to be their savior, y'all. And I just pray that for you tonight as we get ready to start Advent together, and start this time as we get ready for Christmas and do all sorts of fun things, that we would start by remembering the hope that we have in who Jesus already is and who he's promised to be, because we do believe and teach and trust that he is returning one day. We don't have the day lined up that he's going to do that, but that does bring us hope. Right, Jennifer? What in the world? It does bring us hope. So I'm done for the night.
I was
Y'all have a great
thinking
night.
in church, I was thinking this morning about how the whole theme of the service was Jesus is, and he's the reason for the season. I can't imagine trying to share my faith if we didn't have the hope of Jesus. And I know that sounds weird, but there's a lot of religions that it's just like, you do enough, you make it happen, you be disciplined enough, or train yourself to do the things that are the right way. But we don't have to ask people to do that. I mean, all of the work is already done because of him. And so if you just think about trying to be a part of the Christian faith without that part, it would be so difficult and so impossible. And we're just so blessed that we have, all we have to say is, look, he already did all the work. It's there for you. It's free for the taking.
And that's what we say as Christians.
I wouldn't
that are,
do what I do for any other
Yeah.
faith. I couldn't. It would be too much to ask of myself or someone else. But this is so easy because he did it all. So I feel like Advent is just a great time to remember that, and just, I feel like as a family, we're going to try to really keep that our focus. If we can, once a day, bring all the focus back to Jesus each day this season, then I think we're going to be winning, because the focus can easily be the Christmas tree or Santa Claus or all the traditional things that are super fun, even church traditions that are super fun. But I think we're going to make it our goal once a day.
That's right.
To sit down as a family and say, you know what? Also, it's about Jesus.
And we try to do that in our house. If you do a devotion, whether you live by yourself or you have kids or grandkids or anybody there, the end of each of our day, we do have just a short, simple family devotion. It's a little devotion guide that some folks we've used.
There's
really
a
good
couple
ones,
of really
but,
good ones we can let you know about for kids.
We just get together and it's short and simple. I mean, I wouldn't record that
10
because it's
minutes
or
at
less, right? I mean,
max.
and sometimes we'll have it. Sometimes kids will ask questions and we'll talk about those.
And sometimes we're barely making it
A
through.
lot of times it is, especially on Sundays. I'm not gonna
With
lie. By the time
focus,
we get to
it's
Sunday
pretty-
night, it's like, we good? Like we're trusting the Lord? Like
And
we're
sometimes
good?
we
Let me
just
pray
say
for
the
us.
Lord's Prayer.
We say the
That's
Lord's
it.
Prayer together and head to bed. But I want to say this, that if that is not something that you do in your household or you yourself do as an individual, this is a great time to begin that practice as you're leading up to Christmas itself, of setting aside just a few moments, either at the beginning or the end or sometime in the middle of each day, to remember and talk to the Lord That
I'm
is
excited
where
to read through these booklets
these
because
are
our
neat.
church families wrote
No,
each one. They're
I-
each a different
this,
family.
these
each
things
represented.
could be like from a guidepost magazine. These things are legit. Like,
They are.
I mean, it's
I
just
helped put
absolutely
it
crazy.
together. I haven't actually read through all of them yet.
They are
I want to
solid.
wait for the day, but the parts that I've been able to see, I'm excited to read.
So
each one.
stinking good.
And you can hear, if you know
You
the
can.
people who wrote it, it's like you can hear their voice
That's right.
when you're reading it. I'm excited. It's going to
It's
be
going to be
awesome.
really good.
So we'll put the whole thing out as one document, and you can just scroll to the date, or you can pick up the paper booklet at
Yeah,
church.
or pick
Either
up the
way.
paper one.
So it's going to be exciting to go through it together,
There
and
we go.
it's an easy way to build it in because it's a Christmas tradition
That's
that
right.
you can start.
Start it
and then maybe
continue that
continue
tradition, and
after
hopefully
the new year.
continue it after that
Yeah.
one. That's right.
So
So we invite
It's exciting.
you to join us in that. All right. We're very thankful for you, and for a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, hopefully for everybody, and excited. Just now the dog goes and takes a nap.
now the dog is going to
And
sit
Dale's like,
still.
that's something we're winding down.
She's like, I've done my work here. Daddy's
But,
ADHD.
oh,
I
mercy.
can distract
Not
him.
diagnosed, but we do.
That's true.
We're very
Not
thankful for you, and we'll be praying for you tonight and for this Christmas season. Pam, I'll email one to you. there.
Yes, we will. Definitely.
And look forward to seeing everybody next Sunday. We do not have Wednesday night services in the month of December. We are just enjoying time with family, but kids will be practicing. Sign up for that one. And if you need anything, please let us know. All right? We
Yes.
will talk to you guys soon.
Have a great
Merry
week. Good luck getting back to
Christmas
school,
early.
everybody.
You got
It's going
this,
to be
y'all.
fun. We're going to do it.
Anything, talk to you soon.
Bye.